Hello people! I'm here at the Experience Festival in Germany with Leah from Rising Appalachia, sorry.
Yeah. You have many ways you can say it.
We have been burned by the fire.
And we are ashes, ashes and smoke.
And we are ashes, ashes and smoke.
But we will rise higher and higher.
But we will rise higher and higher.
The wings of compassion, justice and hope.
On the wings of compassion, justice and hope.
We are ashes, ashes and smoke. But we will rise higher and higher on the wings of compassion.
So lovely to talk with you today. And yeah, on this beautiful festival, it's like a yoga meditation festival, a lot of spirits here. And yeah, we will talk a little bit about the music that you make with the whole band
Yeah.
and how it all starts.
Right.
Yeah, let's have a little walk.
All right.
So how does it start for you? Because do you make it your whole life now, or you just start a few years ago?
Yeah. Well, my sister and I founded the project, and we grew up with a family full of music. So we have always had music in our homes and in our lives, and we started performing more professionally probably about 13 years ago. So it's been a long time, a long part of our lives, and it's started just as a project to tell the stories of where we're from, because we travel a lot, and it's grown into something that means a lot more. So it has a lot more to do now with collecting stories and telling a lot of the untold stories of places that we travel to, really learning the roots of the people that we work with, and trying to use the stage and the music as a platform for, I think, for catharsis and for culture sharing, and also to build a new voice and a new folk music. So it means a lot of things for us.
Yeah, that sounds so beautiful. I really love the aspect that you put so much folk music, so the old music from our cultures.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit loud here. Yeah, this music start with your sister. So she was always with you.
Yeah, she's my younger sister.
She's the youngest.
So I had a few years before she was born, but we've been very close for our whole lives, and I think we've each taken different turns in the music. So when we first started, she was a lot more shy and was a little bit hesitant and wasn't sure if she wanted to do it, and I was really excited about it. And then for the last few years, I've been a little more tired, and she's been more excited and doing more of our writing. So we really change roles, and at different times, one or the other of us carry more of the energy, and that's been, I think, has given it a longer life than if it was just one of us,
Yeah, so nice. That's it, yeah.
Right.
So when you had some harder times, like the energy is going a little bit down, you have your keeper, your sister.
Yeah, I have my keeper, totally. And we have a rule: one of us can have a breakdown, a hard time, but the other one has to really rise. So we can't both do that at the same time. And now we have a band. We have 4, and really we all 4 hold different energies. So it's all been by luck, and I think by faith, and by by time and patience, but the four of us have really created a balance. So whoever is having a hard time, the rest of us can really hold it together. And my favorite description of our band is that somebody told us once that it reminds them of the four elements, you know? So the fire and the earth and the water and the wind. And I think it's up to you to decide who's who, you know? But I love that idea that we are very different, all four of us. But we are sort of emotionally and spiritually connected just as much as musically. And that's given us a lot of foundation to work together and travel together and really do a lot of work. Hard work, you know, but with this kind of family. So that's been a wonderful part of it.
Yeah, that's so important that you have the good surrounding.
Yeah.
And when it feels like family, so I think you make everything right.
Yeah, it feels like if we can enjoy what we're doing, then we can really project that. It's not an act, you know. It's a real pleasure. So.
But how is it when you really have a hard time? How can you put yourself out of this bad emotions, bad feelings, bad thoughts?
Well, you know, I mean, I think that our country, the United States, is going through massive hard times right now, and it's creating a lot of anxiety and a lot of tension and just a lot of heartbreak in the activism world and in the, you know, in the young people's realms. There's just a lot of hardship, and I think that is where art matters the most, you know. I think that when a community or a person or a culture goes through hard times, then you really see that in the art. You see it in the murals and you see it in the poetry. And I think for us, we put it into our music. And so the heavier the struggle, the more intricate we're going to put that into our songwriting. And that gives us a place. It gives us a place to mourn in a way, to really carry sorrow, and also a place to really uplift and into celebration. And it holds both of those, and we've put that a lot into our songwriting. So that's an important place for it, you know.
So the music keeps you on going.
It keeps us going. Yeah, it does. It keeps us going. And I think that the interaction with the people that listen to the music keeps us going. You know, somebody will say, "Oh, this particular song got me through this hard time," or, you know, this song was something that I used to create, you know, a relationship that was really hard, or we've had somebody say that they carried our music with them when they were serving in the military, people that have had the songs with them when they were in birth rituals and in death rites of passage, and just all the different places where the songs live that we would never know, you know. So those stories matter a lot.
So lovely.
Yeah.
And that means that, yeah, I felt this good energy on this concert.
Yeah.
And even for me, your music means so much to me. For this project I started, and I listen to a lot of songs of you. Even for my father's birthday, 50th birthday, I sang "Why the Circus." And when you sang it on the stage, it was the first time I listened it in live, and I was singing with you, and it was so.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So
I love that. Thanks for that.
Yeah, and maybe this is what you said. This gives you also energy, because you do it from your heart, and you touch the people's heart. So
yeah, we try.
So, yeah,
we try.
I think this is really beautiful that you can make a big change with that, what you really like to do.
Yeah, you know, I spent a lot of time as a frontline activist, you know, and doing environmental and social and human rights work. And, you know, when we first started performing, I felt like maybe this isn't impactful enough, you know, maybe it's not as direct action as I want to do. And as I've gotten older, which comes with grace, and it comes with hard lessons learned, you know, but it's really felt like actually it's a more subtle way of impact. But I do think songs can make such a big shift. And when we were on this tour just now, Aretha Franklin has just died, and she died when we were on a stage in London. And Aretha Franklin is one of the greatest singers of our time, and she sang in the United States in a time where there was a deep amount of segregation, and there was hostility and human rights and protest movements going on around racial equity. And she was this very powerful voice that really held a common thread for any and all people, and I think that was another reminder that a song can really change the world. It can build a bridge and make impact that is deeper than intellectual. It's hard to identify exactly what it does or where it does it or where the shifts are, but it's a deeper sentiment and a deeper feeling than I think what we get to with our minds. So it was a really powerful reminder for us, and we started doing some of her songs on stage just as a testament to her. So
that's so nice. Even if you die any day in this life, so you
I
can
will
have this
one day.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. I'll go somewhere. I guess hopefully is true. I mean, not dying would be kind of strange.
Yeah.
I don't want to live forever. I'd take a healthy chunk more time.
Yeah. I was at your workshop, the Singing Out of Your Soul workshop.
Yeah.
And I feel this good vibes that you give just in a few words. We were singing together like a mantra, and it really gives me so much power. I had yesterday, you made also the second workshop today, but yesterday I had the whole day this mantra in my head, and it keeps me like swinging here. Nice. Really nice.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like it's so natural for people to want to gather and sing together, and we come out of modern culture where there's not very much space for that. And I think actually if you create if you invite people in and there's a space and it's easy and participatory, people just naturally gather. And even if you're not a singer, you hum or you sway or you clap. And it's interesting to do those workshops. It really gathers people, and it's beautiful to watch. It's a very natural instinct for people to get together. They get closer, they lean in, you know, and all of a sudden there's a language being shared, you know.
Yeah. I felt it, I have to say this, we were in the sauna here, and maybe 20 people in one little sauna together, and they were just sitting there, and suddenly one woman started to sing a bit, and I was like putting my voice to hers, and then suddenly all the people go into this, and the sauna was really strong, but we all were singing, and it was so powerful, so beautiful.
And so ancient. That's an ancient tradition.
Yeah.
You know, all around the world, in saunas and sweat lodges, and singing and singing when it's really intense. Whatever it is that you're going through, the more intense. Then there's songs like from different groups of people all around the world. So I do think it is our human instinct, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. You can use music, singing as a therapy.
Yeah. Totally.
Long life therapy.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so the last question maybe, I want to know what can you say to the people they want to be more active, to change something, or just to make music and start to do it. Maybe there's some fear. What could you say to these people?
Well, those are two different questions, because I think around the action part, you know, I think it's pretty important right now that you find something that matters to you and begin to work in that realm or volunteer in that realm. You know, we're in such an interesting and challenging era of human history, and I think it's really all of our responsibility to figure out how we can make an impact for better. And that might mean, you know, that somebody goes into specializing in wild food, or somebody else works with refugee youth, or somebody does volunteer work in a hospital. I think there's many, many ways to do it, and you find the one that really makes your soul sing, you know, the place where you feel like this is both something I believe in and something I enjoy doing, and that realm is so vast. So that's a different kind of action, you know, and I think that's each to your own voice and to your own leanings. I love working with young people. I feel like they're sarcastic and they have an attitude, and I really like it. You know, I like figuring out if I can get in with teenagers, you know, and it's hard. That's not, you know, so that's something a lot of people wouldn't want to do at all, and they may feel more drawn to working with you know, a wild landscape where there's no language, or again, working in there's just so many ways that you can be involved. So yeah. I encourage everybody to find a place where they feel like they can have impact. It's incredibly empowering for yourself. It's incredibly empowering for the world. And for music, you know, my biggest piece of advice if you want to get into music is just deep patience. It's a slow and cumbersome world, and it has a lot to do with circumstance and a little bit to do with luck, and if you push too hard then it's brittle. It needs to feel really patient and graceful, and I think there's nothing wrong with doing it part-time and doing it on the side and having your work and then having your art, and they don't have to conflict. You don't have to try too hard to make one happen over the other. I think patience has been such an important part of it for us, so take your time.
Yeah, cool, thank you. I just have a little look here if I want to ask you something else. Yes, one question I have. The Medicine Woman song. You told it yesterday on the stage, but what does it mean for you?
Yeah, well, that song means it's such a simple story, because that song has traveled all around the world, and I know a lot of people have a different relationship with it. But it's really simple. We were brought into our early performance years by an amazing woman named Rosemary Gladstar, who has done a ton of herbalism and teaching and community building around wild medicine. And so for the first several years, our performance life was at these gatherings of herbalists. So people that are harvesting dandelion root and collecting wild nettle and figuring out how to, you know, work with elderberry and just holding the old traditions. Again, it's an old tradition. Anybody's great-great-great-grandparents, no matter where you are in the world, was an herbal medicine keeper, and many people's grandparents still are, you know. So it was a song we wanted to write to give back to the community that's keeping those traditions alive, that's keeping herbal medicine, and it's really a people's medicine. So knowing how to take care of yourself, knowing how to identify the things that grow around you, and to know what can be used as treating ailments, what can be used as food, what can be used as medicine. And the song has taken its own life, and I know that it goes in many different directions from there and means a lot of different things to a lot of people. Yeah. But that's what we wrote it for the dandelion roots and the wild nettle people, you know.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Cool. So, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Oh, great.
Well done.
Well done, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have been burned by the fire, and we are ashes and smoke. And exhausted and battered, and it means a lot, I think, in a lot of different places, and then rising up again. And burn.